Hello friends, we are continuing with the video, the merger of Sikkim or in the integration of Sikkim into the Indian state. Now till now we have seen the geography of Sikkim and we have seen how the geography of Sikkim is important for India's security, particularly when in 1950 China had occupied Tibet and in 1962 it had attacked India. Therefore, from India's point of view, India could not have let Sikkim exist as an independent state. Now let's continue. There was an hereditary monarchy in Sikkim. The institution was called Chogyal. The king was Chogyal, and he was not only a king; he was a Buddhist priest as well. Till 1947, the British dominated Sikkim. British were the superior power, and Sikkim was the subordinate power. Post 1947, the role that British had played now was played by the government of India. The defense of Sikkim was India's responsibility. External affairs and communication were also India's responsibility. And therefore, there was one officer, the Indian political officer, that was posted in Sikkim. The same political officer was also posted in Bhutan. So Sikkim became a protectorate of Union of India. It was under India's protection, and it could not take any action, external or internal, that was detrimental to India's interest. The same role was played by Bhutan as well, which still continues to play the same role. I have mentioned the name of one of the leaders, Kazi Lendup Dorji, and his party, the Sikkim National Party. Now, this party and this leader was instrumental in integrating Sikkim into the Indian state. So, the objective of this party was closer alliance with India and anti monarchical and pro democratic approach. So, some of the leaders were arrested by the Chogyal and his police, and therefore in 1973 there was an anti-royalist riot that took place in front of the Chogyal's palace. Now this again shows a deep discontentment, and people wanted a democratic approach and pro-India approach. 1974, the Sikkim National Congress won a majority in the Sikkim Assembly. Out of 32 seats, they won 31 seats, and this leader, Kazi Lendop Dorji, he became the prime minister. And under his leadership, the Sikkim Parliament it passed a bill that was Government of Sikkim Bill 1974, and its main provisions were a progressive realization of a full responsible government in Sikkim. That means they wanted democracy to be there in Sikkim and furthering its relationship with India. Of course, the Sikkim National Congress had these two demands. One was democracy and anti-monarchy, and the second was closer alliance with India. Now, Chogyal was forced to give his assent to the bill, and then the bill became the Act, Government of Sikkim Act 1974. Now, with this act, the power transferred to a representative Sikkim Assembly. So the real power was now transferred to the people, and through people, their representatives in the Sikkim Assembly. Now, Chogyal was merely a constitutional head now. For example, in India, it's the prime minister who's the president who's the constitutional head, and in England, it is the king who is the constitutional head, with not the real power. Real power is with the representative of the people. Now, in order to give effect to this act that was passed, India passed the 35th Constitutional Amendment Act 1974. Now, this is important. You should remember 35th Constitutional Amendment Act, though the provisions of this act have been repealed by the 36th Constitutional Amendment, but still. Now, Article 1, Clause 3, not part of territory of India. Sikkim did not become a part of territory of India. It became an associate state. Now, we'll do this 35th and 36th Constitutional Amendment in our next video. Thank you.